All right.
Okay, good, good, good. All right, well, introduce yourself. This is David, David Randolph, who teaches short sales. Introduce like when you teach and what you teach about, essentially for REI USA.
Yeah, great. Guys, I'm really honored to be the super group leader for short sale profits. One of the most dynamic areas I think that we have in real estate right now due to the pandemic and forbearance and stuff, except I've been doing it for 11 years. And so I have a monthly uh, class that I teach on the fourth Wednesday of the month, and that's at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And so every topic is different. It's not repeated, and everything is taking you slowly through the various aspects to a short sale and how I make $50,000 to $150,000 profit on each house. And so you definitely want to sign up for those every time that we're doing one, because it's something very, very useful that you don't find anywhere else out on YouTube or anything like that.
Awesome, I love it. And then real fast before we get you started, Christy, unmute yourself and put your video on too, so I can introduce you. Christy is our community manager. So when you become a member of REI USA, you're gonna get an email from Christy, welcoming you, and she's gonna be in the Facebook group. So she'll help you, guide you, and she's just gonna she'll do a demo of REI USA and all we have to offer. Are you there? Can you say hi?
Yeah, I'm here, but I don't know what happened to my video.
We can see you.
That's weird. Hi, everybody. I'm Christy. Oh, you can? Okay, I mustn't be able to see myself.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Hello.
We can
Welcome,
see you,
everyone.
so you're looking good. So Christy's there. So
Okay.
I'm going to say hi to Christy. She's the community manager. So she's there to help you with anything that you need at all, guide you, tell you where to go. And then and David's going to get started, so we'll just get you started, okay, as well too. So we'll leave a few minutes at the end for question, okay?
All right.
All right. Thank you, Christy. Everybody. Take care.
All right.
All right. Go ahead. I'm going to unpin myself and mute myself. Okay.
Am I able to share screens?
Yes. Can you share screen?
Yep, I should. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Let me try that. So let me go ahead and get this all set up on it. So I've got a PowerPoint slide that I'm going to pull over, and we have a very short session today, and that's very difficult for me because I'm an engineer and stuff. So let me
and we can see your screen. We see the list source is what we see right now.
Yeah, that's where I want to end up at. Right now I'm trying to get the old PowerPoint to come up. Aha, there we go.
There you go. Yeah, we can see it now.
And then I have to figure out how to like reverse it. Let's see here. Display settings. Swap it. Okay, so you should be able to see full screen.
Yep. Looks
All right, great. So now we're going to fly through this because we don't have the entire weekend. We just have 45 minutes, guys. So I'm going to take a shortened version of a presentation that I've used and cut it way, way, way down. If you want to see more, go to reiusa.com and sign up. For those who are already members now, please go check out the recorded sessions for these pieces with it. But basically, this is an introduction to short sale profits. I'll be covering just marketing. One little part here, something very crucial, is a private group for us here with it and stuff. Now, a little background on me. They always want to know who you are. Now, I don't have any pictures of my kids or dogs or anything like that, but, I do want to say that I'm not an attorney or an accountant. I'm not even a real estate agent, okay? Don't play one on TV. I'm not even an actor. Sometimes my wife thinks I'm pretty funny, but, that's for other various reasons on it. No part of what I'm going to, present here, written or verbal is meant to be tax or legal advice. And guys, this is just me, okay? This is Short Sale Profits Group. I'm the group leader. This is my interpretation, my experience from doing short sales over the past 10 to 11 years, okay? With it, this is not a college course. This isn't taught by somebody else. This is me and what I've developed and what I've been successful. I am the founder of Short Sale Profits, founder of thedavidrandolph.com. So davidrandolph.com. David Randolph was taken already, and somebody said, but aren't you the David Randolph? And I'm like, yeah, I'm the David. Take that website out, book that one, buy that one. So I got a website, founder of that. Why should you listen to me? Okay, I've learned from the best, both local and national experts. I do a lot of research, make a lot of money. I like processes, and I like step-by-step procedures. I like to follow a business plan. I'm an engineer. I like to have things documented and then improved on. I am a full-time entrepreneur with multiple business and income streams. I don't have a day job anymore. Okay, I'm a chemical engineer, computer science degree. So now you all know I'm very anal. Okay, and you can tell that because of the detail I go to in my processes. I did retire from my corporate job in 2006 at the age of 42. My wife and I became full-time real estate investors in 2010. So I've been doing this full-time since 2010. Now I am just a small guy, small companies. My realty renovator rehabs, buys, rehabs, and sells about 5 to 10 houses a year. One of my claims to fame is all my renovated houses listed under 260K. Those have sold in 7 days or less at list price or above for 10 years. So we keep talking about how the market's so hot right now. You know what? For me, when my houses are drop dead gorgeous, they've all sold quickly. In 16, 17, and 18, it was 2 days or less. My typical profit is $90,000 house per house because I negotiate and I buy houses as short sales. That's how I buy my houses, okay? I don't do probates. I don't go to the courthouse steps. You want to learn how to do the courthouse steps? Show up tomorrow at 4 o'clock for our presenter. She's excellent. She knows how to do that so very well on foreclosures. I'm not talking about foreclosures. I'm doing houses before the foreclosure. Okay, so I negotiate what are called short sales, and I'll explain what those are. My renovated houses are drop dead gorgeous. I've actually made so much money in real estate, guys, and been so blessed that I've got $3 million I lend out of my retirement accounts to other rehabbers. So I got a private lending program. I'll lend you all the money to buy it, to fix it up, the points on the loan, monthly interest payments. You don't need any money at all in my lending program and stuff. 2018, I started doing one-on-one real estate coaching. I created some workshops to help people wanting to borrow money. They didn't know how to do the ARV or the rehab cost. And then I hit Hollywood in July 2019. I made a presentation on short sales, standing room only crowd. After that, I started providing one-on-one short sale training. I've developed a basic, intermediate, and advanced workshop, for people that are serious about this. Now, real quickly, for those on here who don't know, what is a short sale? Okay, well, certainly, I want to explain that to you. Some who are regulars, okay, already maybe know what this is, but, for those that are new to real estate, I mean, that's what REI USA is so good for, is that, you can come in and know nothing, and you've got so many different things that you can choose and look at and learn from it and everything. So what is the short sale side of it? How does that work? So basically what that is the homeowner owes more than what the house is worth. So you've got a loan on the house, and the house is worth so much money. If they were to sell that house, it wouldn't pay off, what they owe. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is that basically it's not really just the loan, but it's all the debt on the house. So if they've got home equity lines, judgments, tax liens, everything, is counted towards that debt that they've got to pay off. And as you all know, okay, you only get about 90% of list price. So when you put it up on the market for sale, you don't get what you ask for. Your net is much lower. Now, what is it? Okay, so the homeowner and the seller, there's basically going to usually be a pending foreclosure. Okay, and so they may only have 30 or 60, 90 days, to maybe sell that house. It takes time to get a buyer, and they've got to close on it. And so there's really not a lot of time, especially in Missouri. We're actually a 21-day state here, okay? So Georgia's 30 days, Texas is 21 days. So that's not a whole lot of time, to try to do a short sale. So when you have one, you've got to actually stop the foreclosure date. with it. And so a lot of times the homes have deferred maintenance and repairs that are needed. You know, the buyer can't afford to fix that house up and put it on the market. So they owe too much money. They don't have any money to fix the house up. And the foreclosure can be really quick sometimes, but then in some states it's not with it and stuff. So there's different types of states, and we won't go into that. You can pop in on one of my recorded sessions and get information on that. On it, you know, most buyers, you know, they can't get a traditional loan. Okay, the seller, you know, the lender that they have, you know, doesn't usually approve a buyer getting a traditional loan. In other words, the bank wants to have the buyer pay cash for that house. They don't want to take a chance that a buyer is going to not be able to get a loan. Okay, and so basically, you know, a lot of people you know, have trouble with that, and so they can't sell the home. But you can, because you're a buyer. You can come in and be that buyer as cash. You know, the lender requires the home to be as is. So it's very important when you're putting offers in on short sale homes, you know, when you're creating offers, I should say, that it's cash and it's as is. Very key points that makes a fundamental difference between the kind of short sale we do as investors and what you see on the MLS. You know, keep in mind, you know, I make $50,000 to $150,000 profit on each house. And these are $250,000 houses, you know, because I'm negotiating a short sale with the bank and the homeowner. So these are not short sales listed with a realtor on the MLS. It's not with a realtor on the MLS. It's me, you working with the bank and the homeowner to do the short sale. Okay, and so that needs to be as is. The lender has to approve the buyer. Okay, and the buyer can't change. So they actually have to approve who the buyer is too on it, and they can't be related to the seller. Matter of fact, really none of the parties can be related, you know, not even the title company, you know, can't be related to the seller. They don't want, you know, the seller to be getting any kind of benefit from the short sale of the house where the bank is going to reduce what they're owed so that the house can be sold and stuff. And so the lender requires something here. A lot of people, you hear so many times short sales are, you know, so much trouble. Well, it's because people don't know that there's stuff in the paperwork you have to put on there. Like you have to have the ability to cancel the listing agreement at any time. And so a lot of people don't know that. And so they submit the paperwork, the bank then rejects it. And so, you know, just tune into riausa.com and watch some of my recordings and we go through what do you put on the paperwork with it. Now, there's two kind of loans, kind of FHA loans and non-FHA loans. So, you know, non-FHA is usually like Fannie Mae. So Fannie Mae and FHA. So just be aware that on Fannie Mae loans, you know, that it's a 90-day deed restriction. Okay, so you can't sell it for more than 120%, you know, of what you pay for it and stuff. So let's move on. I'm going to keep this really short, guys, because I want to get to the marketing super secret ninja trick I'm going to show, not in the public anywhere on what I'm going to show you here. And so there's paperwork that gets turned in. There's an RMA package and a listing agreement package. You know, text short if you want these slides at the bottom of the number. There, 636-685-2990. Just text short there. The result is you get an approval letter, okay? And it gives you basically, you know, about 30 days to close. But to get this letter, it takes 3 to 9 months. So there you go. That's the super quick, you know, explanation of short sales for those who didn't know. Okay, why do you do them? Okay, obviously massive profits and stuff. And so I'm going to probably have to skip this here because we don't have a lot of time. I want to get to the really good stuff. But, you know, people always want to see some examples of some houses that you do. So this was a house that was in a subdivision that was raining very hard one day. And it's at the bottom of the subdivision. And all the rainwater is coming down and kind of flooding the streets and flooding the yards. And a tree came down and hit the basement window and filled this house up with water. It was not a walkout basement. And this is like an 82-year-old lady. She hears this noise. She goes downstairs. First step, splash. Her whole basement's full with water. Okay. And so this is a short sale that I did on that house. Okay. Now, what kind of, you know, numbers are we talking about? So this home, I bought it, fixed it up, and sold it. Okay. And so I sold it for $205,000. The rehab cost was $71,000. Okay, so I sold it for 205, put 71 in it. You know, what would you pay for the house? Okay, well, take 205 minus 71. You had to pay less than 130, right? Because you'd lose money. You want some commissions, you want some profit, so some number less than that. Okay, don't have time for you guys to guess. I'll let Stacy monitor the chat box. Okay, over there with it. I paid 33.9. Okay, I made $99,600 on a little old $200,000 house. Okay, that's a short sale for you. Okay, you want to see other examples? Get on to the monthly, well, the archived, recordings that we've got. Okay, let's look at another one. Last one we're going to look at, because I want to show you a house I didn't do anything to it. Okay, great, Dave. So you did a $70,000 rehab. You're really great at rehabbing. Your houses sell very quickly. What about, wholesaling? What about that? Okay, well, you can do that too. This was a house here that I did a short sale on. I'll skip the story behind it. I sold it for $240,000 in cash. I put $2,200 into it because I can't lie. There's really always is some cost. Okay, I did fix some squeaks in it, and I had to pay some utility bills for, until I wholesaled it, basically, on it. So what would you pay for that? Okay, I mean, obviously it's got to be less than $240,000, right? I paid 158. I made $80,000, guys, on a wholesale. Okay, 80 grand. Didn't do anything but fix some squeaky floors because they were bugging me. And my son was home over the summer and he needed a job, so I made him fix the squeaks. Okay, on it. Now there's a document you need to do all the stuff I've been talking about. You text the word short to me and I'll send you that free document that you need to be able to do this entire process. Without this document, you'll get nowhere with it. And I give this document away free to people and stuff. And so if you text short to 636-685-2990, then I'll send you that document. Okay. Now let's get into marketing because I want to get into the purpose of this workshop, of this presentation seminar. So marketing is super important. Okay. It's a very big part of what you do. If a tree falls to the ground in the woods, does it make a sound? No, it really doesn't. Okay. You got to know where the tree's at. You got to find these people. Okay. Every failed short sale is a foreclosure. I want you to keep that in mind, especially tomorrow, when our speaker is talking about, foreclosures. Every one of those things that she's buying is because David screwed up and didn't do a short sale. See, if David was really good and had enough people doing short sales, she wouldn't have any foreclosures and there wouldn't be any presentation tomorrow. Okay, but there's so many foreclosures and short sales out there. But keep in mind, short sales happen before a foreclosure. If a foreclosure happens, I screwed up and it didn't work and I failed. Okay. And so if you want to know, so we're going to have to skip about marketing letters. I'm going to go to one super secret ninja thing that you won't see on YouTube. Nobody publishes it. This is just for behind the doors closed thing, okay, with it. And so I'm going to show you how to find the names and addresses, okay? Now, there's two ways. You can target the foreclosure people, and you want to know about that, tune in tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow to find out how to find people that are in foreclosure, okay? Now, I did a special session on REI USA for how to find people in foreclosure. I actually took you to the internet website that you get the data from. That's not what this presentation is. This is going to be super ninja secret. This is how you get them before a foreclosure date. Okay, so we're going to preempt all of our foreclosure people out there. So I want you to go to listsource.com. I want you to create an account, login ID and password. Now I'm going to do this for you live in just a minute, okay? And hopefully it will work live on it and stuff. So I want you to go to listsource.com, create a login ID and password. Doesn't cost anything. You can save your searches. You're going to choose your county or your zip codes, and you're going to choose subprime loans. And then you're going to set your criteria. And so I didn't want to do 100 slides on what you do. I'm going to do this live for you, okay? And everything. And so, I'm sure that Stacy's going to make this available to all members at REI USA, that you can go back and rewatch this, but I'm not good at typing slides. So I'm just going to do it live for you. Okay, so let me figure out how to, swap this over with it. Show taskbar and pull up that particular location. Okay, and hopefully I'm still logged in. Okay, so I've logged into listsource.com and I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay, we are going to get the names and addresses of the people that don't have a foreclosure date, that are most likely to have missed a payment. Okay, there's no foreclosure date. Nobody else knows about them. Okay, and I had a zillion requests. I'm going to try to do this for Fulton County in Atlanta, Georgia. We don't have time to take a poll on what county you want to do right now. So since people had already knew I was doing this presentation, they wanted me to do Fulton County. So I've not done it before. I'm going to give it a shot and see here. So I want you to see that I went to mortgage prospects and I came down to subprime loans. Okay. I don't want you doing seller carryback, or reverse mortgages, none of those other things here. We're going to get what's called subprime loans. And most people don't even know or remember what those are. Okay. With it. And so those are people that didn't qualify for a loan in the first place. Okay. Subprime. And so, if you didn't qualify in the first place and now you have a pandemic going on and you're in trouble, guess what? That's probably the person who's not making their payment. And the definition of a short sale, guys, is you missed one house payment. That's your definition. You cannot do a short sale unless you miss one payment. Okay. If they've never missed any payments, you can't do a short sale. Now, I mean, you got to kind of whisper under your breath, skip a payment, but don't say it too loud because you don't want to really give them that kind of advice. It's their own decision, but you can't do it unless they miss a payment. Okay, so let's find those people that have missed a payment. So we've chosen subprime loans, and we're going to go in here and we're going to do county, and so we're going to pick Georgia. Okay, and then we're going to pull up I think, like I said, it was Fulton County on it. Okay, Fulton County. I have no idea how many is going to be in here. I've not run this before, but the point is I'm showing you how to, so get into IUSA, get this video, go back and do it for your county, for wherever you guys live at. We got people all over the United States with it. So Fulton County, okay, on here. So now go down, see the next button. We're going to go to the next button. It's going to let us walk us through the subprime system that they have. Okay, these subprime loans. And so we're going to let it keep walking us through it. Okay, so now what we're going to do here is, it has the option to select by lender name. Now we're not going to do that. I want you to select no preference. Okay, so we're not going to do a preference on it. Now I'll tell you, there's a little bit other ninja trick, like I do with my coaching students. I happen to know that there are certain lenders that no matter what you offer them in a short sale, they'll accept it. It doesn't matter what it is, because they committed fraud, loan fraud, and they can't foreclose on it, because then the homeowner suffers financial harm and can sue them. And so that's another topic for another day. Right now, we want to do the easy one. So no preference, okay. We're going to come down here and we're going to pick a date. Now, what I want you to do, you can pick your own dates, and so feel free to pick your own date. But what I suggest that you pick is let's go back to 2007. Okay, we need to kind of pick some houses that are a little bit older. You don't want one that got a loan last week, right? Because they probably just qualified for it. They probably still had a job at the time on it. So let's go. I like to go 2007 to 2012. Okay, that was a period where homes were really overvalued at the time. And stuff like that. So, we'll do 01. And I just probably should be typing faster here because I know we have limited time here, and I don't want to leave a little bit of time for questions on it. And I've got to type and chew gum at the same time. Okay, and then we move that over to the right-hand side. And you can add multiple you could do multiple dates. So you don't have to do one, 5-year period. You could pick 2 or 3 different periods of time and everything. Now, here's what you're watching, guys. Here's why this is so valuable. listsource.com, listsource.com. It shows you your running count up here, okay? It shows you your running count that you got with it. Okay, so now let's go in here, and we're going to be watching this count. We're going to narrow it down, okay? with it. And so, so we've got quite a few in these 5-year time frame, but I want to narrow it down a little bit more. Let's go in here and let's go, hey, you know what? I don't want to do $100,000 house. You know why? Because if they give it to me for free, I can only make 100,000. I don't want that. You know, guys, let's get, you know, let's have the bank give me houses that are, you know, say in the 150, you know, to say, you know, 350 range. Okay, let's do that. You know, now I'm not saying they're going to give you a $300,000 house, you know, for zero, but you know, at least you have a chance of making more profit with it. So let's do that. So that only cut it down to 12,000. So we got quite a few, and you could play with that on here a bit. You know, I want to do this quickly. You know, you can always fine tune it and play with it for your location and area. Let's come down here and let's get rid of townhouses. Okay, I don't like townhouses and I don't like condominiums. So let's just stick with a residential single family with it. So we kind of got this, you know, we could add a little bit more if we wanted more expensive houses. We could get rid of this low end. I probably would get rid of the low end a bit. And so let's go to the next criteria. Okay. And so now what we're going to do here is, okay, good. So now we've kind of reached the end of what the subprime system has set up. So now here's the next trick. Okay, what I want you to do is it's going to take this data of 10,000 people, and I want you to jump over to create your own search. Okay, so it's going to bring this with you. Okay, and now what you're going to do is you're going to go in and do some property selections. Okay, right? Okay, because you should have a game plan. You should know, you know, what kind of investor you want to be. Do you want to do rehabs? Do you want rentals? Do you want to wholesale houses? And so we're going to come in here and we're going to say, you know, we're going to basically, you know, select here, you know, where we're going to pick the number of bedrooms. So I only like to have, you know, 3 bedrooms, you know, call it to 6 bedrooms. So let's kind of throw that in. So of course that didn't knock out hardly very many of them. Now let's go in and let's add another criteria. Let's add the building living area to this. Okay, so you know, I don't like homes that are too small. Okay, you know, I like houses, you know, that you know, people are going to buy. Now look, if you're doing rentals, you're going to change this. You're going to go and switch around, and you're going to go with small houses. You know, because that's basically what, you know, rentals are. Let's take 1,500 square foot, you know, to say 3,500 square foot on it and stuff. Okay, we still got quite a few, okay, on here. So we actually, boy, oh boy, I wish I lived in Fulton. Stacy, can I move down there? Do you have a house? Oh, you just sold your house, I think, Stacy, didn't you say? So
Yeah, we sold it in 3 days.
oh, darn it, boy. So I think I want to move to Fulton. You've got 7,000 people in my prime, you know, area with it and stuff like that. So, you know, that is quite amazing with it. So, you know, you could start to narrow it down. You can go in here, you know, and you could do equity. So what we want to do next is, you know, want to kind of come in here and let's kind of start to, you know, take it so that we get people with negative equity. You ever heard that before? You know, all these wholesalers, you ask, well, what's your mailing list? Well, I'm just mailing to high equity homeowners. Guess what? That's not who you want to mail to. You don't want someone with high equity, right? Because it's not a short sale, you know, and stuff. And so you want to go with people with the negative. See these negatives? Yeah, here we go. This is what I like. Okay, we want to have negative equity, you know, so we can maybe go, you know, from 80%, you know, to, you know, I don't know if we need to go all the way down to here, but it probably doesn't matter. Let's see if what this cuts it down to. Okay, that's more like it. Okay, that's more like it. Okay, 299 people that are by definition in a short sale. So I would probably go back and I'd probably start to expand this a little bit, you know, and add some of these back into it on it. And stuff. And so ideally, the target number I say is that you want to get to, you know, 1,000 names. You know, that's really, I think, what you want to target, you know, the people on there, you know, for a mailing list, because, you know, 1,000 names is a lot of names. You can't handle that many short sales. Give you a perspective. you know, of this that, you know, so I've been doing short sales before the pandemic, okay, when there weren't any foreclosures. I mean, you know, tomorrow, you know, our speaker is going to be, you know, talking about, you know, historically how many foreclosures have been, where we're at today, and there just weren't any, 0.5%, you know, in January of, you know, 2020 pre-pandemic. Well, I only need one a month, 5 to 10 a year. In my county, St. Charles County, there's 60. In St. Louis County, there's 300. 300 a month, guys, okay? And so I, you know, would only do one out of that, okay, and stuff. And so, you know, you don't want to try to take on too many of these, okay? So you're not going to mail to all these people at once, okay? You're going to maybe mail 25 letters a week at max, okay? You know, this isn't mass marketing. This isn't a wholesaling thing. I mean, Mike talked about that yesterday. He can teach you how to do massive wholesaling and using a lot of computer programs and all kinds of stuff. This is really simple stuff. Okay, and this presentation is just how to get these names that nobody else knows about. They're not published anywhere. You know, keep this video, you know, inside of RI USA with it. And so now let's go ahead and continue on. There's more criteria that we could go through. I don't want to spend the time. I want to kind of jump, okay, to basically, and you can save your criteria at any time. If you've created a login ID and password for free, save that criteria, come back to it tomorrow, play around with it, you know, make some decisions on what kind of homes you want to target. You want to rehab or wholesale, but then you're going to go to purchase list because there's some things I want to show you on the exit side of this and stuff. And so hopefully we'll have time for any questions. Feel free to throw any questions into the chat box on there. But anyway, we're going to do purchase the list. Okay, now keep in mind we could have done some additional criteria to increase that and to decrease that. We could have gone many different ways with it. But what I want to point out is what you're getting for your output. Okay, the output from this is important because, you know, you've got the opportunity here to get these names and addresses, but you also want to know a little bit about them. Okay, so so, you know, you've got this thing here for standard mortgage leads, okay, but it's 28 cents a name. So right now we're at $134. That's not too bad, guys. Come on. I mean, 600 names for 134 bucks. Now we're going to run the bill up a little bit here, okay, because I want you to pay for output fields that tell you something about it. Now this one here is 28 cents. And so, you know, if we check that, you're going to see your price, you know, went up with it. You know, not a whole lot, but, you know, let's take a look at and view, you know, what comes with that. Okay, so here it's going to show you your bedrooms. It's going to basically repeat all the data you used as a selection, number of bedrooms, square footage. So it's going to output that for you. So bedrooms, bathrooms, living area. It's giving you the first mortgage amount, the first mortgage date, the interest rate. Okay, it's going to give you the primary loan type. That's really important. Remember, I talked about Fannie Mae and FHA 90-day deed restrictions. Okay, so you know that loan type is an output. You want to make sure that you're buying. Here's your second liens. Okay, it also shows you the value of the home. Not that you can really trust that necessarily. It shows you the last market sale date. So all these things, you know, we talked about, Mike talked about CRMs yesterday. Okay, I've got a presentation on the CRM system that I use in it, and which he mentioned on there yesterday. And so all that stuff goes into your CRM system so that when they call in, it pops up, you know, on your screen, and you can see when did they buy the house, what did they pay for the house, how much do they owe. With it. So select this because I want to make sure that you get this kind of output criteria on it, on here and stuff. Now, there's some others down here that you can buy. Okay, hang on a second, that you can buy down here. This is, by the way, it's actually a bug in the system to get rid of this drop-down screen. I don't actually remember how to do it. So just when you select view, you know, it doesn't go away. and stuff. So it's a little bit of a bug in their system. But I want you to go down to this individual items. So what happens is down here, you've got, oh my gosh, tons and tons of criteria. And so there's just a few things that I really want you to pick off on here that you add to it and stuff. I kind of like the LTV ratio, okay, on here. It's only 1 penny, just 1 penny for it per name, okay? So I want you to select that, okay? And then we go down, and then if you decided you wanted equity, the amount of equity in it, you know, you can do that. You know, if it's 20%, 10%, you know, you can multiply 10% times the value of the home, or you can just let them print out the equity. But just go after any short sale you can. Don't worry about the equity. Because remember, I'm buying houses for $20,000. Okay. You know, I had a student last week buy one for $28,000. He's changing the carpet and selling it next week for $125,000 on it and stuff. So, you know, don't worry about what's actually, you know, owed on the house. You're going to be able to negotiate with the bank and get it so low it won't matter. There's another one on here where you want to get the first mortgage lender's name. Okay. Now we don't have time to go through and talk about all those who have got those committed fraud and they'll accept anything that you offer. You know, that would be a whole nother presentation, but by the name, okay, it's 0.007 cents. Okay. It doesn't cost much. So anyway, that's kind of keeping it real short. I'm going to leave time for questions. I know we have to get off here at 5 o'clock Eastern time. So that kind of is the end of that there. I'm going to go back to my presentation on here, and I think go ahead and open it up for any questions. You know, once again, pre-pandemic in St. Louis, there were 300 foreclosures a month. So right now, due to the forbearance and the pandemic, there's 3,000 a month. Okay, the foreclosure rate, and it's been dropping down, but the foreclosure rate a couple months ago was 5%. And in January 2020, it was 0.5%. 10, that's a factor of 10. There's so many short sales out there, nobody knows it and stuff. And so I want you guys to join REI USA and get in there and learn about how to do short sales on it, guys. I mean, there's fantastic profits today, yesterday, and now. So Stacy, I'm going to go ahead and you know, open it up for questions, and maybe this way we can get time done on time. I know you have a hard stop here in about 10 minutes.
Yes, so we do have some questions. So let's get going on this. If anybody has any questions on this, and this is honestly, guys, because we only have an hour total for everything. So this is just one little tiny ninja trick that he teaches, right? So you got to join so you can, you know, you can hear all his different sessions. But let's see, let's do this. Okay, so Brenda is asking, let's see. Oh wait, she says never mind on this. Please do receive the verification notice. Okay, so she was having trouble with getting logged in. But okay, so Donald says, I have a data question. When you selected the various equity percentages, can you explain 70 to 90% equity? I understand negative equity is like an upside down mortgage. So that makes sense for this list, but why would you select 70% equity versus 30% equity? I thought you were saying if they have high equity, they wouldn't be a good for the short sale.
Yeah. So basically, you know, you want negative equity. Okay. So I was starting way up at like the 100% to the negative numbers. You want them to have negative equity. Okay. With it. And so it's basically a negative number. Another way you can do it too is you can just go in there and you can just choose, you know, the actual equity, you know, that they would have in the house, and you would just choose, you know, 0 or $10,000 or something like that. So yeah, you want to be selecting the number, you know, that is giving you a, you know, basically that they owe more than what the house is worth. So equity is the difference in that. So if it's negative, then basically they owe more than what it's worth. Okay, so a lot of times people are buying homes that are, a lot of wholesalers are targeting free and clear houses, okay, with it and stuff. So they have a lot of equity, you know, in their house that's not negative. They don't want to do negative equity with it and stuff. And so I'm targeting, the negative numbers. Now I cheated. I went down a little bit below the negative equity simply because the legal definition of a short sale is that you have 10% equity, okay, in the deal, okay, or you're at 90%. Depends whether you subtract it from 100 or not, but basically, you can owe $100,000 on a house, and if it's worth 110,000, that's still negative because there's a 10% is, but 6% for commissions, another percent for closing costs. So even if you are positive on equity by 10%, you're still actually a short sale with that. And so that's so I kind of went down a little. If you go back and watch the video, what I selected almost all negative numbers with that and stuff.
Okay, and then somebody's asking, as a new agent, would you recommend I start out investing and buy and hold, or okay to do a flip, or would the short sales be the best starting point? In this seller's market, what price point should I start with?
Okay, I can answer that question. So, now whether you're a real estate agent or not, this, that's just a nuance. You really want to look at it as a human being, as a person. What should you do in real estate? Because you don't need to be a realtor to be a part of REI USA. Okay. This is for everybody. And so, you have to look at, you're wanting to have a real estate, investor, and you want to be able to target, having an independent life, getting out of your day job with it. And you don't have to be an agent to do that. So, what I would say is that, first of all, short sales is simply one method of buying homes. So, you have to target, what is your method? How are you going to learn? And that's what's so amazing about, this group, is that Stacy has assembled so much information from so many experts in their field, that you can learn so many different ways of both buying houses and your exit strategy, like Airbnb. So short sale would just be a method of purchasing. Now, I think it's the best because you see my profit numbers, and I've made tons of profits for 11 years. Okay. So, and so this is an ongoing basis of being able to make that kind of profit with it. So, I think short sale is going to be the one that gives you the largest profit. And now that we have forbearance and the CARES Act and 9 million people out of a job, I think short sales are going to have another, wave like they did in 2009 and 10. So basically, I would say, that short sales is your best starting point. Now, price point, I can give that to you also. And I can give it more specific to, short sale, because right now, and this is, I did this presentation, go get the recording, okay, but I talked about how FHA has the largest foreclosure rate. They are double the nation, double. FHA loans are double the nation on forbearance, in foreclosure, not making payments, whatever term you want to call people that are in trouble, that you can today do a short sale with that person. It's double off on FHA. So FHA, as you know, is anything less than about 350,000. If you're in California, that's 800,000. Look up your FHA loan limit for your state, and then target that. So that's your price point, I would say, would be the 150, price range on it. So hopefully I answered that question. If not, you can maybe re-ask it. And the buy and hold, and you said buy and hold and flip. Hey, it's your level of expertise. Start out wholesaling. Go tune into everything that Mike from yesterday teaches on wholesaling, so that you can just sell the thing. You can wholesale short sales, and then when you get good at determining your ARV, your rehab, and people buy them from you, then that means you're good at it. Then start rehabbing. Okay, then make the big bucks. Okay, after that, do a stepped approach. Stacy can talk to you a lot about that too. Okay, next question.
Buying, once you buy the list from a list source, could you share some more on the marketing methods that you used?
Yeah, be a member of REI USA. And that's all I have time to say, Stacy. I cover that in the other videos. I will simply say, I alluded to it I even said you could text short and get some more information on that with that document. But there's my presentation goes through talks about the letters that you need to mail out, direct mail. So let me answer that in the time I have to say that you will use direct mail to reach these people. They will call you. Okay.
Perfect. Buying the short sales, do I need cash or will a hard money or conventional loan suffice?
You will offer to the bank on a short sale cash as is, but legally there's nothing that prevents you from getting a loan when you actually come to the closing table. Okay, and so that's constant in all states everywhere. You can offer cash, but you have the right to get financing. So yes, cash will be paid, and so you can get a hard money loan, home equity loan, any other kind of loan that you want, but you do have to close it. You do have to buy with it and stuff. And that's really easy. Look, when I bought a house for $33,900 that I sold for $205, do you think I would have any trouble getting a loan of $33,000 to buy it? No trouble at all. So don't worry about that. Put it in as cash offer. And then if you have no money, shoot, text me, and I lend to people. You can text LEND to my same number, and I can give you my lending document. I will make sure that you can get funded if you're doing it right.
Okay, great, awesome. I love that. In Maryland, I'm in Maryland. I want to know if the FIFA law legally excludes this strategy in my local market.
I don't know what that FIFA law is. I will tell you this: in every state, or let's take the entire United States, anybody can negotiate short sales with a bank, except for California and Florida. You have to be an attorney or a realtor in those states. Other states have a similar kind of nuances to that, but in all cases, the answer is going to be the same. Okay, you can still do the short sale. You simply work with a licensed broker or an attorney, or you work with a licensed realtor. So in other words, you're doing it through their name, but you're telling them what to do. Okay, you're telling them what paperwork to submit. You're telling, in effect, you're their assistant with it and stuff. And so, you're doing it under their license. They're going to make money. Okay, but you're going to still be able to help the family out. That particular FIFA thing you're referring to, I don't know if you want to put in there. Sometimes there's a marketing aspect. There's certain types of marketing that you can and can't do. So for example, you can't market to them after they have a foreclosure date posted in some certain states like that and everything. But what I just showed you is people without a foreclosure date. That's why this is a super valuable presentation that's not going to be out there, probably on, YouTube University, which all that does is get you confused and stuff. And so if you want to clarify more, you can ask more on that, or just contact me and we can talk about it offline. I know we're short on time. Any other questions, Stacy?
Nope, that's perfect. You did a great job. And again, I'm here. You can always email questions at REI-USA for any questions. And also, David is in the REI USA group. There's a public group that you can get into. Just search REI USA, and you can always just tag David, and he can answer the questions, okay, as well. Or put the question, just put the questions in the group so we can answer them later, because we do only have an hour today. So again, join REI USA and come hang out with us. It's free for the next 30 days if you're not already a member. And, and then after that, it's only $40 a month, and you get to hang out with people like David, and he'll just show you step by step what to do. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole purpose of REI USA. All right. Any final thoughts, David? Anything else you want to add?
Short sales are super easy, and they've had a bad reputation because people didn't know how to do them. They're also very well regulated now versus the old cowboy days. They're not like that. So I hung around the whole time. I know what all the steps are. Come join our group. How to do short sales.
Awesome. All right. Well, I appreciate your time, David, and I appreciate everybody hanging out with us today. Okay. We will see you guys at the next session tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern with Darlene, and she's going to be teaching about foreclosures. Okay. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good afternoon. Bye.
Right.